Newcastle, I'm gonna about to list every character and what tier I think they are. Obviously, Bloodhound, I think he's
I
like
don't
A
see
tier.
Newcastle too much. Not recently, at least.
Yeah, Bloodhound's A tier. Gibby's S tier. He's gonna be S tier for a long time. Lifeline, well, this is before the buff, so she's F tier. She's really bad, bro. She is literally
She's literally
pointless.
useless.
So Pathfinder, good Pathfinder, S tier. Trash Pathfinder, literally like C tier. He applies nothing to your team. And I hope he gets a better rework on his passive. Wraith's like A tier, honestly. And I'm tired of Wraith mains bitching about her needing a buff. She doesn't need a buff. She's fine where she's at. Bangalore, she is C tier. I think Bangalore is actually pretty flexible, though she gets countered way too easily with the amount of recon that's in the game. So yeah, Caustic, I'd put him about high B tier, cause honestly, his traps, as good as they are, they've become a lot easier to counter now. But at the same time, they're still really annoying. So
I
Mirage, I hate to bully my boy Mirage, but he's up tier. He's horrible. But a good Mirage knows what they're doing, so yeah.
like me, moi.
Octane, whoever thinks Octane is actually viable is a complete idiot. Octane is not viable right now. His jump pad, literally everything Octane does, so many other characters could do so much better than he does it. I think Bloodhound is
Like
just like,
Ash.
yeah, like Ash, Bloodhound, Horizon, they just do it way better than he does.
You can
His
do it
stim
without
is
getting hit.
good. His stim is good, but it chunks your health like crazy. And his jump pad just needs another buff. It literally is getting
It
more
needs
and
to go
more
farther
useless.
because literally Ash can do that without taking any harm.
Yeah, so yeah, I would place Octane probably C tier. He's just not as good as
Ash
people
is.
think
I
he
mean, I
is.
like Octane because Octane just feels fun as hell to play.
He's really fun to use, but he's just not that good. Wattson, now Wattson is a very tricky one because I
Because you
do,
have to play like an anchor. It's she's
yeah,
situational. She's
she's
just
very,
situational.
very situational. But if you got a good Wattson on your team that knows what they're doing and got great fence placement, she is really, really fun and she's really, really good. So I give it an A tier, and she's got some more offense than a lot of the other defense characters like Caustic. Like
And she's got
Caustic
a
got
lot of
that
good
hybrid.
skins.
Yeah, she's
That
got
I'm
great skins,
sorry, bro,
honestly. The Simps
but
love her,
Wattson
but
seeing Watson's midriff in that freaking anniversary skin. I'm sorry, it made me act up, bro. I was acting
bruh.
up a little bit.
So I'd put Watson high B tier, low A tier. I'd put her. She's very in between. I love using her.
Would you
She's a
put
bunch of
Ash in B
fun.
tier?
No, no, I'll get to her soon. Crypto. I love Crypto, but he still sucks. Admittedly, his buff was a lot better than what he had before. I do think
Are you
he's
recording right now?
just yeah, I'm gonna clip this. I do think he could use a little bit more than just like an outside drone because I think when you have your drone out, when he throws it out, I think you should be able to automatically see how many squads are around you. I think that would be the perfect buff for Crypto. When he pops out that drone without having to look into it, you don't need to look at it into it to see the other squads. So I think that would be a really great buff. But I put him B tier. He's a great recon and he's one of the most fun characters to use in the game. You just can't get caught lacking with him. That's his biggest weakness. Revenant. Revenant is hot dookie. Not really. He's just like his movement potential is up there, but his silence is it's alright. And his totem is just like it's so predictable. It's not even funny. It's so easy to counter. Pretty much every character counters Rev. You don't even need to do nothing to counter Revenant. Like you just gotta sit on your ass and hide from him and nothing, and he can't do anything about it because his totem is sucks. The only good time you will be able to use totem is if two of you pop it and one of you stays out of it because you don't want to go back into totem if you got someone low, and that's the problem with it. It could be very inconvenient at times. So I'd put him like C tier. He's not that good. Loba. Loba is so clutch, and I'm tired of people saying that she sucks because she is one of the most clutch legends in the game. I love Loba. She's
She got
really.
a fat ass too.
Oh my god.
Oh. No, don't play.
I
I'm playing.
really like
I'm
her
not
a
playing.
lot.
I'm not fucking playing.
Her jump drive is super good. It's very good for closing out some distance. It's a good escape tool, not the best, but it's
It
very
needs like a
nice.
speed buff, like the
A
way
little bit of
Valkyrie
a
is a
speed
little way too
buff
fast.
be perfect for Loba, but I think overall she's really good, and I hate it when people think that she's not that good because she really is, especially on Final Circle when you're next to a bunch of buildings and you need some clutch
No, it's
grenades or
because some of the
something.
people you're playing with are
Ooh, she's
fucking.
so nice, bro.
The
Like,
thing is, the people that play her, like some of like the newer players, obviously, like they look out for themselves and not their team. You know what I mean?
nah, yeah, like a good Loba that's a
Like
hell of a team
Amber,
player is gonna get you stacked. They are gonna give you that money.
they're your
So,
sugar mommy. They're gonna be your sugar mommy. Like it's literally, should
nah, Loba, I put her in the A tier.
put her in the
She
sugar
is
mama tier.
literally one buff away from being the best character. Either buff her jump drive,
Best
or
support.
give her the respawn feature that Crypto has, where you could get it off
Yo,
the black
yoinking up, nah,
market.
that works though. It would make sense because she can do it in mobile. I don't know why she can't.
If they give her this buff in maybe next season or this upcoming patch, she is literally one of the best legends in the game. She is so clutch and so useful.
She's the best legend in Apex Mobile.
I highly recommend you run a Loba. Uh, Not the randoms though. The random Lobas, now they can suck dick, bruh. They're terrible. So A tier for Loba. Rampart. Now Rampart. Her buff is annoying. She has a very annoying buff. How she could deploy her shields a lot faster than she used to, and they do a little bit more damage, and they break less easily. So her buff is pretty annoying. She's still not that viable. You're still gonna pick Gibby and Caustic, or even Wattson over her. She's just not that viable. Like, she serves no purpose unless you like one of those rat players on Stormpoint. You're not doing anything with her. Like, she's fun if you a douche, but like I just don't think she's that good. I give her a C tier at best. That buff was useful though. It did definitely make her character a lot better than it was, because before she was the worst legend.
Zero purpose. You should
She
kill
was worse
yourself
than Lifeline, and
now.
that's a problem, bro. Like, if you're worse than Lifeline, then there's problems. So
Who's
that
worse?
buff,
Oh,
no, Rampart. Like, she was worse than Lifeline before that buff. So I'd put her in the C tier now. Horizon is the queen. She's the get her done character. Um, like, come on, if you don't got like at least one pocket Horizon on your team, what you doing? She is so good. I put her in the A tier for now because admittedly her ultimate's kind of whack. Her ultimate's not the craziest thing in the world, but if you got someone who know how to use it, she's legitimately the best legend in the game. She is so good. She's very clutch. She's got great movement. Her ability is very good on Stormpoint, which is great for this rank system. Or not I mean her passive ability. So I
she
put her in
is
the A
a
tier.
movement queen.
She she's like the all you would want in a character. You know, just her ultimate's not the best.
And she's a mom.
Fuse. Uh, yeah, Fuse. I don't know about this guy. This guy is a disaster in a character. He's got all the right things, you know. He's got good DPS with his cluster grenades, but his ultimate is just it literally it does nothing. If you get trapped in you will get scanned by it. They will highlight you red, but there's like 90% of the time you're gonna miss it because it's just that bad. It's a bad ultimate. So I'd say I'd go as far.
I'd say it's better in Final Circle. It's one of those Final Circle type
It
ultimates.
is a very final circle ultimate. It's good for scaring people off. You know, if you're around a huge set of buildings, it's good for that. But
It's good for
I, don't-
area denial.
I don't know. Fuse, he's got the right tools, but he just everything else is terrible, and his passive is honestly his passive is only useful in my opinion if you really want to do something with Horizon. If you don't want to, if you're not going to run a Horizon on your team, I feel like Fuse, you're not getting all the value out of Fuse's ultimate. And yes, you could do that ultimate with or I was talking about Horizon's ultimate, sorry. With Fuse's ultimate, you had the thing where you could
enough for Horizon, bro.
You could have the you could do the trick where you could shoot a bomb at the ultimate and it'll like do the spread will be wider, but it's like it's a one in a lot, like it's a one chance thing. You'll do it once and you either hit it or you don't hit it. I just think Fuse is a very underwhelming character and he just doesn't do much for your team. So I give him
He's trying so hard to get online right now.
I'd give him a C tier, but a high C tier. I do like playing Fuse, and he is a very fun character, but he's just not that good, bro. Notice how Lifeline's the only F tier character in this list so far. Probably wait for the buff. Her buff is gonna make her a lot better. Trust. Valkyrie. She's the best legend in the game. Don't at me, bro. I think it's a general consensus by now that she is the best legend in the game, and she's not gonna get nerfed anytime soon because everything she has is just perfect the way it is, but it's too perfect, I would say, because she has great rotations, she has scanning on her ultimate, which is her passive. She has a good tactical. Some people think her tactical is not that good, but it's very good if you're trying to apply pressure to the enemy team. She's a do-it-all character. She's literally the most perfect character in the game. You cannot go wrong with a Valkyrie on your team, unless it's a random. Again, if your friend has a pocket Valkyrie, you're rock solid. But if you're playing with a random Valkyrie, there's a chance they're not gonna use her right. She's very good. Her movement is amazing then, and she's more like strafing. I hate this conception that you just need to fly away with her. No, that's not gonna work, bro. You gonna get lasered, flank, strafe. Do a little bit, a little bit of tappage with Valkyrie, and she's has so much potential. She could do so much, and y'all gotta stop lying to yourselves. Valkyrie is the best legend in the game, right next to Gibby. She is so good.
But
Seer.
D tier.
Actually, yeah, I'm gonna change Mirage to D tier, not F tier. F tier. I did have him F tier originally. Let's put him in D tier. I love my boy Mirage. He's great. He's my Ryan Reynolds. Seer. Seer is C tier. There's good reason for that, because he's more an aggressive type of scanner. If you're in the middle of battle, you're gonna do some damage, and if you lose a little bit of that angle, you get an easy scan, cancel their ability if they're gonna try to heal up. He's all about playing aggressive. He's kind of like Bloodhound, but in the sense where you actually have to be a little more patient with Seer, because you can't just be spamming his ability. His ability is a little bit you have to be very precise with it. It's very hard to hit a scan with it, and pretty much since movement is king in Apex, everyone can get out of it, so you do have to be pretty precise with it. That's why I don't like using him as just like a throw it out to get an easy scan. No, I like to use it in the middle of a fight if I'm trying to get away and I want to be able to keep track of these guys.
It's good in interrupting heals also.
Yeah, it's a good heal interrupter or revive. If you hear a revive, you can scan around, use that, pop it. He is so fun. I feel like I'm sounding a little redundant because I'm saying this about every legend, but Seer especially, he is definitely like, you're gonna have a blast using him once you get him down. And I love him. I love Seer. He's awesome. And He's super underrated. Lil Nas Kung Lao, as I like to call him. He look like a mix between Lil Nas X and Kung Lao.
So,
But
what was I gonna say? I'm looking at a tier list right now. So, their top tier is Wraith, Valkyrie, Bloodhound, Gibraltar, and Newcastle. And then in their A tier is Ash, Lifeline, and Caustic, and Seer. B tier
I'll,
is Octane, Pathfinder, Horizon, Wattson, Rampart, and Loba. C tier is Maggie, Revenant, Bangalore, Crypto, and Fuse. And then D tier is only Mirage. Mirage is a little low in the D tier.
yeah. All right. So yeah, I think that's all I gotta say for Seer. There's not much to talk about. His ultimate literally be out in your ass. Like if you pop his ultimate, you're gonna get every squad on you.
Everybody knows what's going on. They're like, ooh.
Yeah, it's literally a given, dude. Like that's his biggest weakness. You are literally saying, "Hey man, come to me, bro. Fight me."
That is tactical loud as hell.
Yeah, his tactical is really loud. So he has his weaknesses, but he's really fun, and I like him a lot. I put him either high C tier or just plain B tier. I'm gonna put him in the B tier actually. I think he's one of the characters that has lots of potential. Ash, my main, and S tier. Here's why. Great escape, great pushing, great tactical. Tactical is really good. It's very good for aggroing players, but also you know kind of, how do you say it? It gets them a little stressed out. Her tactical stresses people out, and she's just very aggressive. Aggressive is Ash's middle name. I love using her. She's super fun, and she could do it all, bro. She could pretty much do it all, and her passive is insane. The fact
Bro,
that you had the ability to see who died recently on the map is just, it's what makes her so damn good. That is literally, it's such good comms. To have that ability on your team is ridiculous.
man, that's
Sometimes you'll forget
kind
about
of
it.
pitiful.
Sometimes you will forget about it, I even do it, but it's such an amazing ability. It does out you, but it doesn't show where you are. So even if you ping it, they'll know that someone's tracking you, but they won't know where you are, so you could get an easy surprise attack on them. So she's so good at just ousting
Heck,
people and just getting that aggressive push or that backing off. She could basically do what you want. She's like Valkyrie minus the like insane rotational ability. So I put Ash in the S tier.
So especially around
Mad Maggie is
Cena.
Mad Maggie is C C tier. I like Mad Maggie a lot, but admittedly her abilities are just really useless in most occasions. Her PK ability, literally, Mad Maggie Mad Maggie last season, she was about A tier. She was really good, especially since she got that ability with the Mastiff. But this season, they put the Mastiff in the care package, so they basically made Mad Maggie's passive the most pointless passive in the game. I don't know what they were doing. So, yeah, I like her a lot, but she's practically useless in this season. Her ultimate is cool, but you're not going to get a lot of value out of it, minus the little pads that speed you up. And her tactical is cool, but again, you're not going to get a lot of value out of it, because if you literally one rev silence could cancel that ability midway through the animation. So it's like, it's slow as hell. I don't know what to say. She's just like, she's way worse in this season than she was last season. So she's C tier. Newcastle. Now I've been saying this season Newcastle's broken, but he does have a little skill required to him. But I think his shining armor is that passive. That passive is retarded. It is dumb. is insane that you could back off and get a revive, especially if you got a gold bag with Newcastle. Oh my god, it's just like, that's doing too much. Newcastle's really, really good. I think his weakness is probably his tactical. His tactical is really nice. Um, it's but on most occasions it could be very situational. It could be used as a back off tool because you can't shoot through it, which is actually a really good thing. Because if you could shoot through it, he'd be the best legend in the game. Let's be honest. Well, sort of the best legend in the game.
Bro, season 9 was my worst season.
His ultimate is really good. I think the ability for him to jump all the way to a teammate that's a pretty sizable length away and immediately help him out is ridiculous. Like that's crazy, bro. And it gives you really nice cover, especially if you on high ground. Like, come on, like Newcastle, he got it, bro. He the bomb, and he is really nice. Pretty much, it was the butt of the joke with Newcastle is that he made Lifeline useless. But if you're running a Lifeline Newcastle combat, you could pocket the hell out of Newcastle and you could get way more value off him. So I put Newcastle on the A tier, on the very, very high A tier, maybe S tier. I think he's S tier. I don't think he's like crazy good, like Gibby or Valkyrie. But just defensively speaking, he is insane. He gives you so much value on your team. And plus he has like the same ability that all defensive legends have, that you take a little bit less damage. So yeah, he's good, dude. He's really good. And I like using him a lot. He's a bunch of fun to use. So yeah, that's it. That's the tier list. At least my tier list. There's a bit of hot takes, less hot takes, but yeah.
You're like the king of hot
So yeah,
takes, bro.
I am the king of hot takes. That's what I say all the time. They hate my takes. Everybody hates my takes. But yeah, that's my tier list.
Seek's your biggest hater.
Yeah, for real, he hates them. I understand that my takes are a bit outlandish, but I try to be reasonable with them.
Got some zesty ass takes, bro.
What?
Zesty,
But yeah,
got some zesty ass takes.
that was the legend tier list. I'm gonna try to find every timestamp, see if I could put it in description. But yeah,
Wait, hold
that's
on.
it.
Didn't the Havoc have more legendaries?